Welcome back to the week thus far. It is time for the news. Manitoba's first electric car charging station was installed at the Forks last week. While most people see this as a step in a more progressive direction, the local hobo community has expressed health concerns as a result of huffing electricity. Cracks are already showing in the newly paved Highway 7, causing construction crews to rip out pieces and repave it after only 1 year. The city plans on disposing of the chunks of cracked concrete by hurling them in the faces of taxpayers and their children. 2 Transcona kids were arrested this week after robbing a convenience store with bear spray. The arresting officer stated that the boys had no business even being in possession of bear spray because everyone knows Transcona is full of cougars. It's an awful picture. Awfully good. It was just announced that a film based on the TV show Corner Gas will be going into production in will be made in a... Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I just can't stop yawning when trying to tell you about the Corner Gas movie, and I just... Forget it. A Montreal man who kept track of every cash transaction he's made since the penny was discontinued claims he's 89 cents ahead thanks to rounding off. When the man's son was reached for comment, he said, "Yeah, that's great, but it won't bring mom back." A 43-year-old woman from Surrey, BC is being charged after she allegedly threatened to kill a mother and her 3 children on the bus after being asked to stop swearing. This is a strange turn of events because usually if someone on the bus wants to kill a mother and her 3 kids, it's the mother of the 3 kids. The Red Cross has reported that more than half of Americans cannot swim, but in case of an emergency, most can be used as a flotation device. Also in the United States, a couple is suing Avon High School after alleging that the staff indoctrinated their daughters into a religious cult. The lawsuit states that all 3 girls experienced sudden and severe personality changes and, quote, "they became flat and distant, reclusive, secretive, and non-communicative." A spokesperson from the school made a statement today saying, "We only suggest students get part-time work. It's not our fault they applied at Walmart." Right. Pat Sajak, who's been mocking America's illiterate for over 30 years, has taken to Twitter to call out global warming alarmists, stating that they are unpatriotic racists knowingly misleading for their own ends. Sajak has been criticized before his anti-global warming stance, as he's been trying to drive up the price of vowels for years and refuses to acknowledge any alternative vowel source, such as the Y, that has been proven by scientists to clean and just as effectively produce the same sound as the letter E. In an experiment that charted the range of musical notes that famous singers hit on their recordings, Axl Rose came out on top as having the greatest range in his voice. The same cannot be said about the elasticity in his facial muscles. R&B singer Toni Braxton recently released a memoir called Unbreak My Heart, in which she revealed that she had an abortion in 2001 and that she thought that God had given her 11-year-old son autism as punishment. Because her God is a vengeful God, just not particularly good with properly assigning blame. If that's how God does business, someone must have done some pretty horrifying things to justify Toni Braxton's silly-ass memoir being inflicted upon us. I'm looking at you, Hitler. A University of Tennessee frat has been suspended for conducting hazing rituals that included pouring hot sauce on the genitals of a new pledge. In his defense, the head of the fraternity said, "I put that shit on everything." France recently revealed that it spent $20 billion on trains that don't fit in regional train stations. While the trains fit stations built in the past 30 years, many smaller regional stations are too small for the trains, which is leading to a $50 million facelift for over 1,000 of the older stations. Looks like they kind of sacre bleu it. Now I would be putting on sunglasses, like Horatio. And that's the news, everybody.